Hey, have you ever noticed how many cartoon characters have four fingers? It's quite intriguing once you spot this peculiar trend. This artistic choice, prevalent in the world of animation, has its roots in the early days of Disney and other pioneering animation studios dating back to the 1920s. Since then, it has become a defining characteristic of cartoon figures, featuring in popular shows from Tom and Jerry to The Simpsons, and even Spongebob Squarepants. It's not just a random selection, though. This four-fingered phenomenon is deeply rooted in the history of animation, a part of the aesthetic that has evolved over the years. It all began with iconic characters like Mickey Mouse and Felix the cat, who were given four fingers for a variety of reasons that we'll delve into shortly. So, what is the story behind this four-fingered phenomenon? Stay tuned to find out. The four-fingered cartoon character design is nearly as old as animation itself. This artistic choice took root in the early days of animation, with pioneers such as Walt Disney playing a significant role. In the 1920s, when animation was still in its infancy, studios like Disney began sketching their characters with just four fingers. But why four? What led to this peculiar design choice? Well, the answer lies in aesthetics and the nature of the animation process. Animators of the time used simple shapes, predominantly circles, to sketch the bodies, heads and hands of their characters. When it came to hands, a circular palm with five fingers was deemed visually unappealing. It looked too much like a bunch of bananas, as Walt Disney himself reportedly put it. So to ensure that their characters retained a pleasing, balanced look, they opted for four fingers instead. But the aesthetics weren't the only factor at play. Many early cartoon characters were anthropomorphized versions of animals. Think Mickey Mouse or Felix the cat. Animals like cats, dogs and rabbits typically have paws with 5 digits, one of which is often hidden farther up the limb. This anatomical feature may have influenced animators to stick with four fingers when drawing their anthropomorphic characters. Moreover, the four-fingered design was a practical choice. Traditional hand-drawn animation was labor-intensive. Adding an extra finger to every frame would mean more work, more time, and more money. In an industry where time and budget were always on the line, the decision to drop the fifth finger was a pragmatic one. So the four-finger design was mainly a matter of aesthetics and simplicity. It was a design choice that balanced the need for visually pleasing characters with the practicalities of the animation process. And as we'll see, it's a choice that has stood the test of time, becoming a hallmark of cartoon character design. But aesthetics wasn't the only reason behind the four-fingered design. Practical factors also influenced this choice, particularly in the early days of animation. Now let's imagine for a moment you're an animator in the 1920s. You're working in a world before computers, before digital design. Every frame of your animation must be hand-drawn, a laborious and time-consuming process. Adding a fifth finger to each hand would mean more lines to draw, more details to account for. And when you're producing hundreds, if not thousands of frames for just a single minute of animation, well, those extra lines add up. They eat into your time, and time, as we all know, is money. So the decision to stick with four fingers wasn't just about creating a visually pleasing character, it was also about streamlining the animation process, about making it as efficient and cost-effective as possible. It seems then that our beloved four-fingered characters are not just a product of creative design, but also a testament to the practical constraints of early animation. They are an example of how artists can adapt and innovate within their limitations, finding ways to turn those restrictions into defining features. So, in addition to aesthetics, practicality played a significant role in the four-finger design. A simple choice, born out of necessity, has become a lasting tradition in the world of animation. You might be wondering, why stop at four fingers? Why not three? Well, let's delve into that. When it comes to drawing three fingers on a character, it can often push them into the realm of the uncanny. The fewer the digits, the further we stray from our own familiar human anatomy. This can make the characters feel less relatable and a bit more eerie. Take, for instance, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. These pizza-loving, sewer-dwelling superheroes are not your average characters. They're mutants, and their three-fingered hands emphasize their unique, otherworldly nature. Similar to our reptilian heroes, we have the aliens from the classic movie Toy Story. These little green guys are not of this world, and their three fingers are a stark reminder of their extraterrestrial origins. Three fingers can also pose a problem when it comes to depicting certain actions. Imagine trying to convincingly animate a character playing the piano, typing on a keyboard, or even just holding a coffee cup with only three fingers. It's possible, but it's a challenge that many animators would rather avoid. So, while three fingers might work for mutants or aliens, for most cartoon characters, four seems to be the sweet spot. It's a happy medium that strikes a balance between simplicity in animation and maintaining a semblance of human-like anatomy. And let's not forget, it's also what many of us have come to expect after years of four-fingered cartoon tradition. Despite the evolution of animation techniques, the four-fingered design has persisted. Surprisingly, this choice isn't just a relic of the past. Modern animators continue to embrace the four-fingered design, not just out of tradition, but also for its simplicity. It's easier and quicker to animate, and it maintains that classic cartoon aesthetic we've all come to know and love. The four-fingered design is also what viewers expect. We've grown up with these characters, and their four digits have become an integral part of their charm. It's a subtle nod to the rich history of animation, and a reminder of the creativity and resourcefulness of early animators. Even as animation pushes into new frontiers with 3D models and digital techniques, the four-fingered hand remains a constant, a symbol of the enduring appeal of the cartoon form. So, the next time you watch a cartoon, take a moment to appreciate the four-fingered design, a simple yet significant aspect of animation history.